what existed before the beginning of everything. Before the earth, before the stars, before even time itself, what was there? The Bible opens with, "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth." No past, no future, just the eternal. The God who created the universe, the God who holds time in his hands, the God who knows every star by name, stepped out of eternity into time to experience life the way we do. Why? Well, that's another story, one filled with love, sacrifice, and redemption. But trust me, it's a must-watch. We're so used to being stuck in the moment, in the here and now, that the idea of existing outside of time seems impossible. It reminds us that he's not just a character in our story, but the author as well. He's not bound by the limitations of time. He sees our past, present, and future all at once. It's like having a GPS that knows every road, every destination. It doesn't just tell you how to get somewhere, it knows every possible route. It can see the traffic, the construction, the shortcuts. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. More videos like this await you. And it always finds the fastest way. That's God for you. He knows the best path for each one of us, not just because he sees our entire story laid out before him, but because he's the one who wrote it. But think about it. If we can accept that there are things we can't see, like atoms or the vastness of space, why can't we accept that God exists outside of our limited time frame? Does it help you trust him more? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. We might not be able to picture it, but that doesn't mean it's not real. If God is timeless, how can we possibly talk about him in ways that make sense to us? Well, here's the thing. Eternity isn't a place, it's a state of being. It's being in a place where time doesn't exist. It's where God is. And here's the incredible part. As believers, we get a sneak peek into eternity. We don't fully enter it, but we experience moments of it when we feel God's presence. It's like taking a break from a busy day to sit in a quiet, peaceful place. Everything slows down. You can breathe, relax, and just be. That moment of tranquility, that pause in the chaos, it gives you a little taste of eternity, a reminder that there's a place where there's no more time, no more worries, just peace. God doesn't need our tiny human words to define him. He's beyond our language, beyond our understanding, but we're social creatures. We're wired to communicate, to share stories and ideas. So we try. We use words like eternal and unbound and infinite to describe God's timeless nature. But here's the irony. Our words have limits. They're bound by time and space. They can only capture so much. So when we talk about God, we like that friend who's trying to explain a movie to someone who hasn't seen it. We can describe the characters, the plot, the music, but at a certain point, the person just has to experience it for themselves. And that's where faith comes in. It's not just about understanding God intellectually. It's about experiencing him, feeling his presence in our lives. It's about trusting that he's with us, even when we can't see or understand. That's why God introduces himself to Moses, not as someone from the past or future, but as the one who simply is. Imagine sitting at home and you hear thunder booming outside. You look up and see dark clouds gathering. In that moment, you realize that a storm is coming. This awareness of the present moment, the realization that the storm is happening right now, that's your experience of time. But what about the storm itself? Do you know where it started? How long it's been raging? Or where it's headed next? No, but there's something much bigger going on here. Do you know where the rain is coming from? It's from the clouds, right? But where are the clouds? They're not here in this room with you. They're outside, in the sky. Yet you still know it's raining. You can see the raindrops falling in your windows. So while you're aware of the rain in this room, in this moment, you know it's coming from somewhere else. That somewhere else is outside of this room, in the sky, outside of this moment in time. That's where the clouds are. And guess what? That's where God is. He's outside of our moment, outside of our time. He sees the clouds. He sees the entire storm, the whole movie, if you will, all at once. He says, I am. Not, I was or I will be. Just, I am. This isn't just a casual chat. This is a profound declaration. You see, time is built into the very fabric of the universe. It's how we measure change, how we understand cause and effect, how we map out the dance of the cosmos. But here's the mind-blowing revelation: time isn't God. It's His creation. It's like watching a movie. The movie screen is like our universe, showing us events unfolding over time. Now imagine the movie playing in a theater. That's kind of like our reality. We experience changes happening in time, but behind the scenes, there's the director, the one calling the shots, controlling the entire show. And guess what? In the grand cosmic movie, we humans aren't just actors. We're the main characters. Our choices, actions, and decisions shape the plot. But who's behind the camera, directing our story? Drum roll, please, it's God. He is the director of our lives. He sets the scene, orchestrates the plot twists, and ultimately decides how our stories play out. And here's the kicker. He doesn't operate on a set. He's not bound by the same rules as us. He's timeless. Outside the movie set, if you will, he sees the entire movie, not just the scene he's in, not just the future, but the past too. All at once. For him, time is a movie reel, not a one-way street. Time for God is like a big bowl of popcorn with infinite flavors, each representing a different timeline, a different possibility. He can jump between them, pasting different scenarios to see what works best for his story. But let me throw in a plot twist that might surprise you. In this grand cosmic movie, God isn't just the director, He's also an actor. Remember when I mentioned He's timeless, unbound by the rules of time? Well, get this, He decided to step into time. He took on human flesh, walked among us, felt our joys and sorrows, and wrestled with His own tears. Yeah, talk about a plot twist. He's not some distant, uninvolved filmmaker. He's right there in the thick of things, experiencing life, feeling our feelings. He's not just watching the movie. He's living it, learning alongside us, growing through our experiences. He's even willing to change the script if it means saving one of His characters. That's right. God isn't just the director. He's one of us, or rather, He became one of us. And this isn't just a feel-good addition to the story. It's a turning point, a major plot development. It shows us that He isn't just interested in our stories. He's deeply invested. He's not just calling the shots. He's living them. He's not just watching. He's participating. But that sparks a question no one dares to ask out loud. Where did God come from? It is a question that haunts anyone who has ever stared at the night sky, wondering how all of this began. After all, everything we know has a beginning. So, who created God? But here's the mind-bending truth. The question itself is flawed, because it assumes that God is trapped inside time, just like us. But what if God isn't part of time at all? What if He created it? What if the God who wrote the pages of history isn't stuck in those pages? What if He's got a bigger story to tell? A story where time and space aren't just characters. They're actually His handwriting on the pages of eternity. And here's the secret. To read His story, you've got to think bigger than your watch, bigger than the lifespan of a star, bigger than the entire universe. Because if you don't, you'll miss the fact that the author is standing right beside you. Modern science confirms something shocking: time had a beginning. Before the universe existed, time didn't exist. There was no before, no ticking clock. So let's take a moment to wrap our minds around this. Let's talk about this God who's part of time and not part of time. How does that even make sense? Now, this idea of God existing outside of time is mind-boggling. It challenges our everyday experience, doesn't it? The concept of God being outside of time helps us understand Him better. Do you find comfort in knowing that God isn't bound by time? Now, let's think about this. This idea that God is timeless also gives us a glimpse into eternity. If this video touched your heart, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with friends and family. Let's spread this message together.